needs a little bit more Nas song. Like, come on, let me see, man. Let's see.
Top five. Nah, is
Of
that the title that you
all
chose?
I'm sorry, man. It was a long day.
Of
Hello,
all
everybody.
time?
Welcome to the Pedro and Hannibal YouTube channel. I changed the title. I don't know if it'll actually be seen now, but it's the
I
top
see it now.
five
I see it now.
Nas of all time.
I see it. I see it.
According
Okay.
to us. I should have wrote that according to us, but
No, this is
whatever.
a definitive list. This is the list everybody's going to go by. So if you have any problem with the songs that we choose, you guys know nothing about hip hop, nothing about Nasir Jones, and
Yeah,
you are a fraud. That's what we're
nothing.
going to go with. Yep.
You are casual,
Nothing.
as someone
We are
told
we
Pedro
are
a while
the
ago.
Wikipedia of Nas uh,
Yeah,
information.
Nasapedia. Yes,
Not
that makes
Nasapedia.
sense. That makes sense. It's going to be difficult because I looked at some of the songs, and I'm gonna tell you now before we get into it, I don't
Yeah.
have any recent songs. the,
Neither do I,
the
really. Yeah.
the and it just shows how powerful and how successful and how like there's so many good songs that he has made some really great songs,
Yeah.
but I couldn't put any of the newer songs into the list.
Hmm.
uh I couldn't for some, it just couldn't
Yeah.
couldn't knock off these other songs. So
How
we'll
close do you
go.
think are five? Do you think we're gonna have three or four of the same ones? Do you think we'll have one or two? What going in?
I
What do you think?
think I think we probably have some similars
A couple.
because of
Okay.
our lists that we had a couple of months back about our top
Hmm.
5 Nas albums. So like
Mm.
there's a few that is on my list, is going to be on your list. So we'll see. I don't know if there's going to be any surprises necessarily. 'Cause I'm thinking about it. Maybe the honorable mentions maybe be a little bit of a surprise, but I'm
I
looking
think
right
so.
now.
I think so.
It's kind of it is the most popular songs, but it's just impactful. Like it's not. There's no
Mm.
commercial shit. I know I made a joke about what was it Monday about Nas. One of my top songs will be Nas with featuring Genuine. Titled "You Owe Me," and
You owe
Pedro's
me.
about
Yeah.
to like break the
I
laptop and just like
I was gonna turn the headphones off and say, "Hey, man, I'm sorry. This has been fun, but I can't do this
yeah.
anymore." You know.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That song was not great. But
No.
before I want to get into that, I want to talk about my time yesterday at the beach. It was the first time I was at the beach all year. Kind of late,
Whoa! This is
but I
breaking
don't know.
news. Hold on. Yeah, I
Yeah.
gotta hear
uh,
this.
I mean, not really, but kind of.
Did you
And
go
then
swimming?
I can't swim, so
That's why this
no.
is breaking news. You say you're at the beach. Who
Oh,
goes to the beach and
oh, I
doesn't
go
get
to
in the
beach
water?
all
Like,
the time.
do
Yeah,
you?
this is what I
Oh,
do. My son loves to go to the beach, so we go there. I get my chair, got the cooler, I get a little buzzed. I got the darkest sunglasses. I get
okay,
to watch the ocean and everything else.
okay.
Eat sandwiches.
What's your son doing? What's he doing? Is he in the
He's
sand? Is he
running around like a
swimming? Is he
maniac.
okay?
He'll like chase the waves. He'll run away from the waves. He's making. I always come back thinking, I gotta lose weight, man. I gotta get this health stuff together. I can't be looking like this. And I don't think I even
As
look
you're
that
sitting there
bad. Like
drinking beers and eating sandwiches, you're talking about health.
yeah.
Okay, that makes
Well,
sense.
this is usually like a little bit after it, but like
Yeah,
you see a few fit people, and I'll say it right now, most of us are not fit. So you don't. Most of us
true.
just look like we look.
And you don't need to be
But the
fit to go
people
to
who
the
look,
beach.
I know. Listen, if I was another 200 pounds, I don't give a damn. I'm going to the beach. Like, don't get
Yeah.
shy about. But for me, health wise, I'm like, man, I gotta stop eating the carbs. I know the carbs is killing me. I know late
Hmm.
eating is killing me. So
The
usually when you see
fries, the
other half naked
burritos, all the
people, you're
things
like,
you
I
like.
got it. The burritos, the fries, the chips, the
Hmm.
beer,
Hmm.
all that gotta go. Well, not completely gone, but I have to rein it in. That's every time. I think every first time I go to the beach every year, I'm like, damn, I gotta get my shit together. Why I got almost got titties? So like I gotta get this all tightened up, and
Almost or
I'm
do?
going to.
Almost or do? Kind of, maybe. Maybe you don't got no. I've seen you. You got titty. You don't have the man boobs, man. Oh, Hannibal's frozen in time. Hold on. He's frozen. let's let him get him froze. I think I got him with that question. You guys see him? He's like, well, if you're listening to an audio podcast, we're on YouTube, but Hannibal is frozen in time. I think I got him with the question if he has man boobs or not, and I think that shook him a little bit.
Am I still here?
You're here. You're frozen. Okay. There he is. There he is. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good.
Okay, cool. All right. I had some connection.
Bobby says B cup.
Stupid basement.
Shout out to the chat. Bobby always bringing the heat. He says B cups.
Bobby, I don't think Bobby likes either one of us. He attacks us.
Listen,
both
I think
equally,
Bobby. I think Bobby likes both of us a lot. I think it's good. We're good.
Well, I don't have B cups. No B cups. Not an A. I just need to get it together. And I think the diet is the issue. And I'm going to try to do it. But I think I've mentioned this several times on this podcast of me saying I'm going to do.
A couple times we've talked. I told you need to look up your macros, and I don't think it's necessarily
mac and cheese. Mac and cheese, yeah, I love mac and cheese.
No, but your macros, not the mac and cheese. Your it's called macros. Everybody's macros is unique, and I think you just got to get some push-ups and sit-ups, bro. That's all. You don't need to change a lot, but I could be wrong. Look at your macros. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I want to start looking like you. You know what I'm saying? You are peak of physical health. I don't want to.
I am not peak physical health. I have no chest at all. I have the opposite. I'm in the negative, right? I have a skinny chest. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking about that, Zion had I guess he finally talked to. I forgot. All these NBA players have a podcast now. So Gilbert. I think Gilbert has been doing it for a minute. So it's not like he just jumped on, but I guess his podcast is going. But it got that one. There's Playoff P, if you want to call him that. Paul George has one. JJ Redick has one.
Mm-hmm.
Who else?
Draymond Green.
The dude that used to play for the Portland Trail Blazers. Draymond. What's it? CJ McCollum. CJ McCollum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So everyone has a podcast. But anyway, Zion went on Gilbert's podcast talking about his weight and how he's not necessarily focused on the weight. He's talking about flexibility. He's doing band work. And, he's saying, hey, listen, I know that you think I want to be here, sitting here hurt. I know I'm hurting the team. I want to go out there. But what I didn't like about it is the fact that he didn't just say, yeah, I'm fat. The dude's fat. Like, what are you talking about? That you usually get some more flexibility. You're too big. And I got kind of discouraged. But I'm like, if he's not understanding the weight issue, what's going to happen to him in his future? If he doesn't understand, like I think Joel Embiid got his health together. I think Luka looks great. I mean, from the pictures I've seen, James Harden, whatever. But if you don't get the weight taken care of, this is not going to work. You're too big. You're jumping high. I know. Yeah, he's doing 25 points a game. You can't stop him when he's down low. But if he doesn't get his weight addressed and he doesn't have like an honest assessment of himself, he's going to be hurt for the rest of his career.
I mean, I think when he was playing, he looked all right. I think when we see him sitting, not doing much, even just warming up and dunking, he looks big. Because I think his weight is affected by him not playing enough, and and because he's been hurt, he's not playing. So then maybe he's not able to work out at the full extent. So he's just carrying that weight, that load, right? Because he's not physically doing things. When he was at Duke, he's always been big, but he looked okay, right? Because he was playing, right? And then in New Orleans, when he was playing, he looked okay. I see him. He's big, but he looks a little more healthy. But when you see him on the bench or just dribbling a ball or being interviewed, he's not active. He's probably 20 or 25 pounds bigger than he needs to be. But listen, I'm not a professional dietitian, but I think the dude's just, not active enough. And I think he holds that weight because of that. And it's crazy, man. Like, I don't know. It's weird because you would think he has to have a personal chef. You would think a lot of these guys have chefs or the team would give him a chef and he would have a dietitian and nutritionist. I mean, this guy's worth a lot of money and they're invested a lot of money in him already. So a little surprising, but people like to eat. I like to eat. So, but I don't have, my genes are different. So, I mean, look, I got a bag of chips.
I will say
next to me.
this. I will say
I
this.
mean, I like to eat. Look at this.
I love money over food. If you told me
Ooh,
I had
okay.
to look like this certain way and get to this poundage and I will make this much money, I would do it. I mean, I think it's kind of like the boxer thing where they are literally killing themselves to make weight, right? MMA, boxing, because it affects the amount of money they have in the contract. If you don't make this weight, either you get a drastic decrease or you don't get any money at all. So that kind of level of, oh shit, I really have to do this, or I don't get paid. I mean, he already got paid, right? Contract is already signed. He's getting his, big bulk of money. I think he just needs a good reality check, and I hope another injury doesn't get that, because usually what happens is you get more injuries. Because I know, going back to Joel Embiid as an example, he was hurt a lot, and I was surprised when they did give him that big extension. No matter how talented he was, I'm like, the dude can't stay on the court. Like, but it sounded like it made a lot of sense. I mean, he was an MVP last year, and then now you see I still think he kind of tails off as the end of the playoffs. I think he takes a lot of the load of all the playoff, all the the offense and everything. But he stays relatively healthy, to be honest.
Yeah, when
so
he came into the
it's
league,
possible.
he was.
I just hopefully he gets Zion. Zion gets his stuff together.
And when he came into the league, he was smaller. When coming out of Kansas, Joel Embiid was not like the size he is right now. He's always tall, but like he was smaller. Yeah. He was, he's gotten bigger. And I think he used a lot of that time that he didn't play to work on his body and not get bigger in a bad way. He got like stronger, right? So Zion's situation is weird, man. And I think we've talked about it, all the off the court stuff is not helping him. And it's not a good look right now for him, but we'll see.
No,
I mean,
it's not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to think of someone that resembles his look, and they're all kind of heavy. What's that tractor trailer? He didn't last very long. Baby Davis, like when you're that, and also those dudes were like their frame, like they're big guys. It didn't matter. I don't think they call them fat. Charles Barkley, perhaps.
Barkley.
I mean,
Barkley came in. Yeah. He came in a big dude. Yeah. He was big.
He would talk about it when he was back in Philadelphia. His teammates call him fat. So you're fat, even though he was balling out of his mind. But it was like, you're fat. And Charles is fat now. So it's all, like I said, genetics and how you approach your body and everything. I'll just tell you guys right now, it seems like there's a little bit of a connection issue. But if you guys are able to hear me and Pedro's able to hear me, then we're good to go. I'm just saying, like, there's a little bit of a connection issue. I don't know what's going on. I got to get out of this basement. I got to get my stuff together. Give me a nice house.
Are you hearing? Is what you're hearing from me delayed?
A little bit.
Okay, I think we can figure it out though. I can hear you okay, and we'll figure it out for the peeps. What up, Nova? What up, Bobby? Cliff Dog, say hi to the chat real quick. What up, guys? Big Baby, yeah. But I want to get into what up, Jaywalk. Listen, this list of the Nas was hard for me to get. It was tough. It was difficult. But I want to start with Hannibal's honorable mentions and getting into the Nas. This was hard because Nas is obviously my favorite artist. I feel like it's one of Hannibal's favorite artists. Maybe it is. I don't know. He likes
most definitely.
Most definitely. So this was a tough one for me. I sent Hannibal one song today as I'm kind of going through my catalog, and I was like, "Oh, this was a good one." Like, just something that's kind of obscure, but won't be on many people's list. But I want to get Hannibal's first couple songs. So if you're ready, I can go first if you want, but I want to get yours first because I feel like for you, I think our top 5, I think we're only going to have 1 or 2 that's going to be similar. I think we're going to have some different songs here, which is good. Hold
on. That is acting stupid again. Let me should I forget this? Yeah, let me forget it because this thing is just not working. Okay. All right. Pedro, say something.
Microphone check.
Oh yeah, you're delayed as shit. It's fine. We're gonna go through it. We're gonna brush past it.
We'll figure it out.
So I'm gonna go with my honorable mention right now. I like this song. I love the music video. Um, Not even Puff Daddy ruined it. I know people don't like
Oh,
Puff Daddy. I don't like Puff Daddy either. I think he was a snake, a vampire. He ruined a lot of people's lives, but he knew how to throw a music video, and he was it made sense. But anyway, Hate Me Now. I thought it's a song that I can listen to that song every day. It gets you going. Nas definitely has his wealth of haters, just like everyone else. But I love the video. I like the vibe. I like the fact they were on top of the bodega, which that don't seem very safe. But the fur coats and then Diddy doing what Diddy does. But I thought for what he was there, he was fine. But I'm a big fan of Hate Me Now. So that's one of my honorable mentions that you could put on the beat, the sound. It gets me going, especially if you're trying to do something.
and they put themselves on crosses in that video. Remember that?
Yeah, it's very symbolic, man. So
Yeah.
that's one of my main
Okay.
honorable mentions. But you could I'll show it back to you. What's yours?
I have a couple. So one of mine, in no particular order, as far as the honorable mention, is Rewind. The song that he,
creative.
very creative. I've heard some people don't love it because it's like, oh, he's just talking backwards or whatever. But when I heard it, I was like, this is different. It's unique. And Nas has a lot of songs like that. Okay, that he's pushing the envelope of like, all right, I'm gonna be creative in a way and do something maybe that somebody else maybe has done, but I'm gonna do it better. Rewind is in my top. It's not my top 5. It's an honorable mention for me. I have to put that in there. I can't leave that out. So.
This one is a tough one for my honorable because I'm gonna do 3 honorable mentions.
Okay, I got 3 too. That'll work.
I love this song. It's a very popular song, but I'm sorry, Lauryn Hill is on the vocals. It makes it amazing. If I Rule the World.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not. It's very commercial. It's probably played 1,000 million times. But I think if that song starts, and you hear Lauryn Hill start singing, you're gonna listen to the whole song, even if you heard it a billion times. It's an amazing song. It just shows like Nas's level, just spitting poetry, and then you got one of the greatest artists of all time, blowing in it. I don't know if that was his first biggest hit.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so like,
yeah,
I put that there. I thought about putting in the top 5, but there's better songs, stronger songs. But if I Rule the World, I imagine that. Like, I think that's just amazing track.
I don't have that in my honorable mention or in my top 5.
Yeah.
Great song. His first commercial hit.
It was
on the album that I first bought. It was written. Big music video, big, Lauryn Hill. Like, it was obviously a big deal. I don't have that in mind. Now, I have same album, honorable mention. This was the first song that I heard when I purchased the album that I purchased, The Message. It's strong. For me, it's more like symbolic of me just listening to that and thinking, like, damn, this is hip hop. Like, what? And listening to what it's talking about, and just like, for me, it was one of the first songs that brought me to hip hop, and it's the leading track in the first album that I bought, and when I was like 10 or 11 years old, and it's just very symbolic for me, right? So I had to put that in my honorable mention. So The Message.
And it's interesting because the history behind that is that that song was direct shot to Biggie. Tupac thought it was for him, so that's why Tupac was acting funny towards Nas. He thought it went, but it was for Biggie. Talking about there's one life, there's one love, there only can be one king. That was going after Biggie, and then Biggie went with kicking the door. Your reign is short. Your reign is on top is short and leprechauns. It's like, what the. These guys are just amazing with words, man.
Crazy.
But
it's crazy.
It's funny how even Nas, that's how great Biggie was, man, because everyone felt that he was the guy. So even Nas would throw at him. I think Jay-Z seemed to be more like cool with Biggie. I don't think they had any issues, but definitely The Message. That's like a sinister kind of like, he's lecturing you, but he also is like talking shit. He's also I think that's like epitome of like Nas's style. He's not hype. you really
No,
see
no,
him
no,
hyper.
no.
The only time I've seen him hype, and it's the song you sent me when it was, and I wish I had the funds and the money to see them live. It was
Man,
Nas and Damian Marley with that same song, Despair. It's on YouTube. It's a live song. I've never seen Nas so happy and excited. He was just, it was I don't know if it was raining at that time too, but he was super, super hype. And I was like, this is weird. But
was
you
it
think
was,
he's just
is it
happy.
in, and was it in New York somewhere? When it
No, I don't
live?
know. It was
Oh,
just it's
okay.
on YouTube as a
It's on
live
YouTube.
performance.
Okay,
I
got
don't
it.
know where, but I wish I could see, because at this point, chances of them both performing their album, like it probably like a
No,
one-time thing.
yeah,
Great album.
great
Uh,
album, great
yeah.
album.
And before I go,
Very,
yeah, go ahead.
it's we don't, those some of these collab albums, right? I don't consider that an. It's not in my Nas catalog when I think about his albums, because it's with Ziggy Marley as well, right? So it's a collaborative thing.
Damien, yeah.
Or Damien, I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
it's a great album. And I actually have that song in my honorable mentions.
Oh, okay.
I do, because for me, that spear coming out, the track that they use,
The sound effect, yeah.
the sound effect of that
Yeah.
is so dope, man. Right? And I mean, Damien goes off in that song. Very, very, very good. If anything, his parts are better than Nas's, but Nas, it's just a great collaboration.
Because and also the
I
song
really
kind
love
of
the song.
fits Damien, like for
Yes.
for a reggae artist and rapper, they blend both of them really together, so no one really feels too out of it. But Damien, that was like Damien, especially he was going in what he was doing.
Yeah.
We talked about this yesterday. I don't know if it was online or off, but not the beat selection for Nas is very. It's important for him to be on a beat that it works well for him.
Mm.
Like sometimes he can get on a song like that joke about "You Owe Me," but when he goes too commercial, for some reason it don't mesh well. Like he's going through it, but it just sounds off. And also like his collabs, I feel like it's only a certain, like, I don't know if he can just jump on any track and go in with with a collection of people. Like it has to make sense. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
I feel like a lot of his song, the beat is set for his delivery, and it's not like a fast type of beat. It's not a hype beat.
No candy beat shit. Like no. Like
it's more the beat is the backdrop.
Yeah.
Whereas some artists use the beat as the main thing, right?
Today's artists.
Yes, yeah. So it's interesting you bring that up. I don't think about that a lot with him, because I don't think about the beat when I'm thinking of a Nas song,
which is like you said, background. Good. Yeah.
It's
his father's a jazz singer.
Yeah.
And actually what I was damn. I'm trying to figure the next honorable mention.
I gave my 3 honorable mentions. Well, I have one more honorable mention, but
okay. I'm cut between 2 songs for the last honorable mention. It's either Bridging the Gap or Ether. I think I'm gonna go with Ether as the last, because Ether is not Ether is an honorable mention.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean, it would be easy to put it up there. It definitely deserves to be up there. Yeah. It saved his career, no doubt about it. I mean,
it brought him. It resurrected. It resurrected. It brought him back into like, all right, I'm not going anywhere. It energized. Nas owes something to Jay-Z for bringing that beef helped bring him back.
Right, exactly. Like you look at the message, how cool that was. Ether was necessary, and again, the whole album, like Stillmatic is an amazing album, but he got dissed by the hottest rapper in New York City, the hottest rapper around. He had to come correct. Couldn't come with some half-ass stuff. People were already kind of clowning him. He's not the most like I said, high energy guy. He's not out there. He's not sitting there trying to take attention for everything. He needed it. So I love Bridging the Gap. It's a fantastic song for me. But if I had to go for like an honorable mention, again, this is the best songs from Nas. Ether is going to be on that.
Wow.
Honorable mention.
Honorable mention. I like it. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Let's see. I'm not even gonna. Okay, you had 3. I had 3. Let me start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me start with my top 5. I haven't put these in any order, but I'm gonna put them in order in live time because a
Okay.
lot of these they're interchangeable for me a little bit, right?
Gotcha.
Um, Number 5, I gave you power.
Damn
Um,
it.
uh,
Mine's a little higher, but yeah.
okay,
Go
well,
ahead. Go ahead.
that song for me is number 5. I can put it at probably 3 or 2, whatever, right? A lot of these are very close for me. Um, Such a powerful song.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's been hip hop songs that are similar. They're talking about guns and things and the relationship. And Tupac's got one, me and my whatever, right?
Yeah.
But
Tupac got that from him. That's how
yes,
powerful that song is. And I
yes,
love the Tupac version, but he got it
sure, great,
from I Gave You
great
Power.
version. But I gave you power. It's not just about the gun. He's talking about the gun in the way of society, how we look at guns, how we
Absolutely.
treat guns, his relationship. He's talking from it from a gun standpoint at times. I mean, this is next level artistry, in my opinion.
Right.
And I don't think there are. I think hip hop heads, obviously, or whatever you want to call us, we understand the relevance of Nas and where he stands. Right? He's on the Mount Rushmore. Okay, he should
Yep.
be on everybody's. I don't care if he's not, then you don't know hip hop. But when you look at a song like that, and how he came to think of that, whether it's in his neighborhood or the inspiration that comes from thinking about a song like that, not just talking about guns, right? But telling a story of a gun and the
Yep.
relation to the history and the neighborhood you're in. And I mean, it's amazing, man. So for me, it could even be 1 maybe, but I got it at 5 because there's other ones that I feel
Yeah.
like might be a
Yeah.
little
It's
bit
definitely
better. But
it's on my list, so
yeah,
we'll probably jump back on there. But yeah, it's a I mean the gun metaphor. It's not. Yeah, it's the idea of you being used to hurt people, to hurt
yep,
each other, to be thrown away, to be picked up again, to continue to hurt people who look like you,
yep,
or other black. It's a powerful song. I mean, you don't
yeah,
get a lot of play when you think about it. Like,
no,
um, rapping about gun violence wasn't groundbreaking. It wasn't, everyone talked about gun violence, but like you said, the way he did it, it was raw. It was amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why I got it. Yeah, definitely. When I talk about the best songs, like, yeah, that gotta be on there.
That has to be. Yeah, it has to be. I listened to
Yeah,
it again 2 or 3 times. It's like, damn, man. You
yeah,
forget sometimes when you listen to songs, maybe you're in your early 20s, they can, or whatever, they can hit a little bit different as you get a little bit older and you learn a little bit more about the world and you learn about how guns are perceived in this country, right?
yeah.
And I'm not a gun owner. I've never owned a gun. Um,
Would you
um,
eventually?
I don't. That's a good question. I don't ever feel like I will live a life that I would need to have that. And if I
Okay.
ever got to the point where I felt like I needed that, a lot of things would change, and then I would, I don't know.
So
I'm
you
not
only look at a
against.
gun as a means of protection. That's it. Like not a gun culture or at least
No, yeah, I don't. I'm
admiring
not.
the.
I'm not a hunter. I'm not a gun lover.
Would you hunt?
Yes, I would hunt like birds, like the skeet shooting kind of
Yeah.
like I would hunt birds. I wouldn't
Right.
hunt deer or
No,
anything
you
else.
want to blow a deer's head off?
Nope. Not interested at all about that.
I don't know why I
I
said.
think
I don't think they do that. They don't shoot them in the head. So
well, you know what I'm saying. But like birds, I think that would be kind of like cool. Like that'd be. But
poor
for me,
bird.
like I think guns are. Listen, I'm not anti-gun, but I'm just
Yeah.
not a guy that feels like I need one.
Okay.
Yeah, I've shot guns at range, but like, nah, it's not. It's not
Mm.
my thing. Yeah.
I
How
shot
about
some gun. I
what
shot some
about you?
guns running from the cops. A couple of years ago.
Okay, like tonight, going
Tonight.
through Brooklyn. Is that why you?
I am getting a gun. Problem is permits very expensive. Takes a
Well, in New
long
York,
time.
isn't there a lot of laws?
They don't want you to have a
Yeah,
gun except all the bad guys with guns. They
yeah.
have them, but if I want a gun, never been arrested, never been in jail
Well,
before, I gotta go
you
all the
could get
hoops
a
and
gun.
nonsense.
You could get a gun. It wouldn't be legal.
Well, yeah, I can get.
You
Yeah,
could get
I
one. Yeah.
could get one, but I would like a legal gun. And
Mm,
so eventually, I will. I'm not necessarily a gun enthusiast,
yeah.
but I appreciate the power of a gun. I appreciate it. I think it is in the I was gonna say the commandments, the amendment,
Constitution. Yeah.
Constitution.
Second. It's the
Second,
second. Yeah. People love
we
to.
need to
Yeah.
bear arms and arm
Yeah.
bears.
It's
It's
so.
in there. So to
It
be an
is.
American, you must have a Glock 9, dog.
No, I totally disagree with everything you just said.
What's your favorite? Well, if you had to get a gun, what would be your favorite gun? You
Oh,
like a pistol,
that's the thing. I don't even
semi-automatic,
know.
Tech 9,
I would probably it'd be a handgun, probably like a I don't even know, man. Like
revolver? You
a,
like a
a,
revolver guy.
a revolver, like
Six
one of those ones
six
that
shooter, yeah,
six
yeah,
shooter.
yeah, yeah.
A
Yeah,
little
no,
Clint Eastwood action,
sitting there
Charles Bronson.
cleaning the gun with the
I'd
stuff. That
probably
looks
have
trippy.
some kind of like, yeah, some kind of Glock or something, but probably a shotgun. If I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Well,
have
see,
like,
shotgun's perfect for home
yes,
defense. A woman
yes.
with a shotgun can obliterate anyone that's going to
Yes.
come through that door.
So for me, if I'm gonna have something, it's gonna be because okay, I'm gonna have it because it's just safety, security. I'm not going out to like have fun with it or
Oh, okay.
walk around town on my hip. Like I don't feel the need for it.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can get one in St. Louis. It'd be really easy in
You can
Missouri,
just
at least.
walk out and yell out, "Can I get a gun?" Somewhere?
Very easy, very easy,
Yeah.
but not something I think about. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
One of
know.
my favorite movies, action movies, Face Off with Nicolas Cage and
Good
John
one.
Travolta.
John Travolta, great movie,
Those double guns, man. Like,
bro.
you know,
Yeah, that
first
was
of all, the
great.
Desert Eagle is overkill. You shoot, you blow off everything. I
Yeah,
don't know how you cannot. It's funny when you see action movies, dudes shooting with a 50 caliber pistol, you know,
like
Desert
it's
Eagle
nothing.
as if it's
Yeah,
nothing. Like that
yeah,
would
yeah,
dislocate your whole ass.
yeah.
Um, like so I look at it as more of a collector enthusiast. Am I looking to protect myself? It depends, man. Like New York City's St. Louis is bad. Maybe
Mm,
we should have a gun, even though we don't necessarily want to use it. So
yeah.
I guess what the whole talking about that Nas song is appreciate how devastating and
Yes. The
impactful having a
power.
gun and
Yes.
using the gun that
Yep.
you can obliterate, you can ruin a family,
Well,
you ruin someone's life, obviously, but
if you aren't responsible, it becomes a negative.
absolutely,
So you
yes,
shouldn't have any kind of firearm if you're not trained, if you haven't taken, you know what I'm saying? You have to
yeah,
feel comfortable with it because it'll be used against you if not,
they
right? You
could,
have to
yeah,
understand how to
if
be
you,
safe
yeah,
with it and
yeah,
so
and
um yeah,
what's that saying? They say, don't take it out unless you're ready to use it.
ready to use it. Yep. And maybe
So
that's why I don't have like I don't yeah, I'm just not
yeah,
my thing. I don't know.
you have to.
Next time I'm gonna make it to New York eventually, or the next time we're somewhere, and maybe it'll be Denver. We got to go to. We should do a gun range. I think that could be fun.
Yeah, it'd be cool. I would see how
That'd be
well your
fun.
aim is. Did I see if it's hard? You're not just. Hopefully, you're not missing
Yeah.
everything because that'll be weird.
Would it be embarrassing a little bit?
Yeah, well, as a man, you need to be able to shoot stuff.
I got these
That's
things. I'm fine.
you got these things.
My mom gave me these. I'm good. I'm good.
I hear that. All right, let me jump in.
All right, jump
We
into your
kind
top
of
five.
yeah we derailed everything. So so yeah, so I gave you Power was number 4. So that's
Okay.
my number 4 one. So number
Fair.
5 for me is One Mic. Another
Ooh. Okay.
great video. I don't know. Maybe I just love the videos that compilate the song. But I can listen to this even without the video. I love that quiet storm. Right. I mean, first of all, it's a Phil Collins sample. I don't know what Phil Collins samples with hip hop, but they be killing. Like
Phil
I don't
Collins
know.
is the man.
Yeah, he's a G. It just
Genesis.
works
Phil
well.
Collins. He's a G man.
Yeah.
100%.
But yeah, you know how like he starts kind of quiet, slow, he just builds up. I think One Mic is on Stillmatic. I believe that's on.
One Mic is on Stillmatic. Yes.
Yeah. He wasn't necessarily going after like Jay-Z directly, but you tell, man, he was hungry. In the Hungry Nas, he puts the best type of music. That's why I think that whole album is amazing. But yeah, One Mic is number 5 for me.
Interesting. So I have One Mic in my top 5 as well. So I'll just get into that.
Yeah.
I remember watching him do that live on a late night show. Can't remember which one. One of the late night shows. And Nas came out. It's just him. He's got the music in the background, the cop sirens, and Nas he has like a prayer mat, and he's on the ground and he's rapping, and he's like comes up as he's rapping this song, and it's One Mic.
Oh, that's crazy.
And it was dope as fuck. I just remember watching that, and I was already a Nas fan, but I remember seeing that like this dude's just different, man.
Yeah.
That's in my top. I could have that 1. I could have it 4. I don't. For me, One Mic, he's basically telling you like. I mean, he says it's all he needs. He just that this is his life. His life is a hip hop artist. He's got a mic, and that's how he's going to portray himself, talk about what socially is important to him. That's his life. That's all he really needs. Like, forget a girl, forget this, forget that. He's always going to have that. I think the symbolism in it is crazy, but so far we both have two songs that are the same.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Not a surprising thing, but
yeah, if you're going by his best albums, the ones that we like a lot, it's going to probably be similar. But yeah, going by what he's saying, and I feel like we're not like we're in a culture now that I think a lot of us are getting a little bit annoyed when a celebrity or an artist gets too political or they're lecturing us too much, and it's like, yo, we're not feeling it. It's pandering. Maybe we think these people who are saying it are not being honest with themselves.
Yeah.
But when Nas do it, I don't feel like he's pandering at all. I think he's telling you a story. You can agree with it or you don't. His themes are general based. Like he is talking about some of the police brutality, but he's also talking about the issues in the Black community. It don't ever feel. And another song I didn't put in my list, but "Daughters." I love that song. Man. And like talking about dealing with having a daughter when he was a hoe. Because Will Man's a hoe, so like when you get a daughter, like, oh damn, I don't want this to happen.
I got two of them. It's called karma. Okay, I have two daughters. Okay, so I get that 100%.
But I feel like when he's spinning it, and when Jay-Z tried to say, "Well, you're trying to kick knowledge," like he is kicking knowledge, and it's entertaining, and it's relatable, and I think that's why it makes it work. So like.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you brought that up because I think when other artists do it, regardless of the genre, okay, it comes across like they're doing it for either attention or because it's a popular topic right now, right? It's buzzwordy, and they're doing it for a reason, whether they're being asked or told to, or they feel like, hey, this is hot, so let's do this. When Nas does it, it's almost like, this is what I got on my mind. This is what I see. I'm going to talk about it. I could care less what you think. This is what I think, right? And he's not trying to tell you how to think. He's just telling you what he sees. And he's been doing it since Illmatic.
That's another good point. It's not like he's
just
talking
about his projects. He's talking about his eyes, what he sees in his community. And that's his reality. So he's not trying to tell you that you're wrong necessarily. And he's sometimes giving you history lessons, right? Like, he's going to talk to you about, but those are facts as well. He backs them up with facts. So that's why he's the GOAT, because he's not making you feel like, hey, I need you to believe me or I need you to be on my side. He's just giving you the real, and you can decide what you want to do with it. But he's very strong in his position, and it comes across as confident, and it doesn't come across like he's being preachy or anything like that, at least for me.
Yeah, because the laid back style of it, and I think that helps. He's not really like necessarily in your face. So yeah, definitely.
So Ride Shirt Rodeo, I said, what's your favorite Nas track? He said, "Life's a Bitch." That's
who's up?
that's
is it me or you?
Track. I think it is
because I did one mic 5, mine's 5, and one mic 4. Yeah, so 3. Well, it's funny that Steve put that there. Listen, Steve is pretty. He knows what he's talking about. Number 3 for me is "Life's a Bitch."
Oh, listen, that's too. That's hilarious. Okay.
Listen. Now, I think the best collab or the best rapper that goes with Nas is AZ. There's a bunch of AZ
You think
songs.
so?
The
Essence,
there are.
Okay.
The Flyest. When those two go with each other, they go back and forth.
They complement each other.
Yeah, and I think, and again, it's funny we put it as a Nas song. That one verse that AZ comes out with, it's one of the best verses I've ever heard. Like when he comes up, like, who the hell is this? Who is this person? And I always felt like, maybe we need to do like a most underrated rapper, like a rapper that just didn't get the level of success.
You give AZ a lot of love.
I love AZ.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same. You have the same feeling, but he's really talented. And then when you hear Nas talk about AZ, he gives him all the flowers.
Yeah.
I'm sure he gives everyone, but he really like, yo, this dude.
What's funny is Nas is like cool, right? Like he but when he's next to AZ, he ain't as cool as AZ. It's weird, right? Even when I think about the scenes they had in the one scene or two they had in Belly, at the end when Nas is at the barbershop, AZ's out there, he's got the baby, like he's like AZ just comes across as this like cool, very chill dude, right?
Yeah, man.
And
And
like,
I didn't even know he was
yeah.
Dominican. I didn't even.
Oh, oh, you didn't know that?
Yeah, I did not know that until like I think
Yeah.
Nas was talking to
I
I
think
think
he's
Deuces
I
and
think he's
Miro.
mixed. I don't know if he's
Yeah,
100%
he's probably black.
Dominican.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's black Cuban. Yeah.
But Life is Bitch is amazing. I mean, and then also like
Good song.
Nas's verse is pretty good too. I mean, it just perfect the jazz. I think that's what Nas' strength is. Jazz influence hip hop
Yeah.
beats.
It's in
You know,
his
his
blood,
father
man.
is in
Yeah.
his blood. So when the jazz is coming in, like you said, it makes the perfect backdrop. He's able to go in and it makes like beautiful music. And I think a lot of artists take a lot of those jazz influences from his music.
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick, definitely.
Oh,
J.
100%.
Cole, definitely. Like
Yeah.
when a lot of jazz is just perfect for hip hop. It's improvised. It improvised just like hip hop does.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Life's a Bitch is definitely number 3, which is funny that right, Mr. Steve right here
That's
rodeo put it in.
that
He's like Life's
that
a
was
bitch
funny.
because it could be it right. Life
Well,
can
it
could
is.
be
It can
yeah
be. Yes. I
yeah
mean, you have good days and bad days. It's still a bitch. I mean,
yeah.
either way, right? I mean, it is what it is. So, that's a good one there. Wow, I don't have. Okay, let me see. This is tough. I got 3 songs left. I'm not putting mine in really any order because it's hard for me to do that. I'm gonna
Okay.
go Nas is like when that beat. So we talked about the beats. When that dun, 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 that Nas is like to me is like he's coming back, right? And it's I think it was on Stillmatic if I'm not mistaken as well. A lot of Stillmatic love
I
here.
believe so. And
It
who
is,
produced
yeah.
that? DJ Premier.
DJ
DJ
Premier.
Premier is probably his best producer, which is funny because like Hit Boy is just doing
Well, Hit Boys
fantastic work right now.
is on a run with him, but Premier for me, we talk about him Nas not needing beats, but that's the one song to me that when I first heard it, I was like, damn, like this is it hits a little different, and he's bringing the vocals and the lyrics as well, and he's reminding you, Freedom Inserted clips. I mean, listen, Nas's like is it could be number 1 for me. All these in my top 5 could be 1 through 5, all the same, but for me, it kind of gets me charged up, it gets me going, it gets me hype. It's in my top 5, Nas is like so.
Yeah, I mean, when you got and DJ Premier was with him, at least helped him produce some songs. I think in the beginning, I believe. I think he definitely produced some songs on the Illmatic track.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just again when you give him the best that works for him. Because I think like Jay-Z, they always compare it to, and Jay-Z, I think probably sold more records and considered a bigger
He's more
hip-hop
commercially
star, right?
popular for sure. Yeah,
Because Jay-Z style and he done this, he done on purpose to fit radio hits to get the to get the people going
and I
play
think
his songs.
when Nas has tried it, it's not good.
No,
So
it's good to try it. I mean, you
can
want to
try
try
it,
and
but
see what works.
it's not him. It's not he can't fake it, and I think that comes off, and I think that's why I appreciate him. Is like when he's tried the Genuine songs and the Uchiwalis and this, it's like that's trash. Like I don't like it because he's not into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like the really popular producers who did well for him, and like
Alchemist. Didn't he do some with Alchemist and maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
It's possible. People didn't like the Kanye West produced album.
I didn't mind the Kanye West.
I didn't mind it either.
I did not mind the Kanye West songs.
Because first of all, there's other songs that Nas did with Kanye and it works well. I forgot one that's off the top of my head, but they had worked together before. I think it just wasn't enough songs. You can't put 7. Put another solid 4 songs, 5. I think it'd be a good album.
I like the 7.
Yeah,
I did. It's 40 minutes or whatever it is. Not even 40. Like I liked it. I thought some of the samples are good. I didn't mind the Kanye flavor. Sometimes for me, I think hip hop artists, usually a lot of albums are probably 10, 12 tracks. And sometimes back in the 90s when we were listening, you had all these skits. You'd have like 20, 25 out tracks. It's like, that's too much. Right? I didn't mind a quick 7 for me. I
guess I wanted more. I thought like a few more would take it over the top. I think Kanye was doing this thing where every person he produced that year only had 7. Even with Pusha T with Daytona, it was like only 7. I'm like, and for some reason that
is there some
worked
kind of
really
cryptic language there with the 7? Is that something or not?
Who knows, man? We're not rich or successful enough to know the ins and outs of the Illuminati.
Yeah, but I want to know. I want to know.
Well, get your paper up, dog, and then you tell me what they're saying.
We need a lot more sponsorship deals.
Yeah, right. You like Nas Is Coming by Dr. Dre? I liked it.
Nas is coming in solid. I
Yeah,
do. I do like that. Yeah,
yeah. They had
absolutely.
a few. I think they had. I
I
dig
don't
it.
like the
Good.
Firm album a lot. I thought that was kind of
No,
underwhelming with
you don't
Nature,
like the you
Nas,
don't like the, you don't
Foxy.
the what's the main one? The Wire Type. You don't like that song?
It was all right.
It
I
was all right.
mean, it's not.
I
Yeah,
think I listened to that
it's
recently. I
okay.
thought it was okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. Let's see where I'm at. Number 2 for me. So that was I like that one. That kind of came. I didn't expect you to say that one. So my number 2, going back to Illmatic, man. All right, so I'll tell you right now that my last 2 is Illmatic songs. So
Okay. Okay.
whatever. It ain't hard to tell.
Oh
Um,
man.
Large Professor
Yep.
sampling Michael Jackson songs, Human Nature. And this dude is just it's poetry, man. It don't sound like, again, going back to that old school video, him with the hat, him with this big ass cell phone ducking down talking. um yeah, it's very flowery, a lot of imagery. But there's a lot of street stuff that's still like buried into that. And that's probably my most listened to Nas song. I don't have a
Interesting.
count.
Okay.
I probably
Okay.
listen to Ain't Hard to Tell more than any other Nas song.
Interesting. I don't
Yeah.
have that in mind.
Yeah.
But I like it. I like it that you got that. Now I got what, 2 left?
Yeah.
So you had Ether in your honorable mentions. I have Ether in my top 5.
Okay.
For me, because a lot of Stillmatic love, but I think to your point, he kind of came back. He's like, you know what? Hold up. All right, this Jay-Z guy's doing his thing. He's got these girls around him. He's popping champagne with Damon Dash. He's got the Rockefeller chains. He's very popular. He's everywhere. All right, hold up. I got to remind these people who I am.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
want to call me out? You're messing with the king. You're messing with the God, right? So I have to put Ether in the top 5 because for me, it was like, it reintroduced me, like, okay, yeah, because I was listening. I'm a big Jay-Z fan, as you are. Like, Jay-Z was the guy for several summers in a row, right?
Definitely.
But for me, Ether's in my top 5. Yeah, so I think our number 1 is going to be the same.
You think so?
I think it might be.
You think so? All right. Well, if it's in the Illmatic, it's possible. It's probably the beat. The beat is sinister. It's dark. It is like it's storytelling at its finest. When he's rapping, you can sense it. I mean, unless you're not from here, and then you have no idea what he's talking about. But even then, you are hearing it. You're hearing it. You understanding it. It's just amazing. New York State of Mind is the best.
Same. That's what I got. Yep.
Is the best Nas song in my opinion.
Yeah,
it is gangsters. It's interesting. None of people like even try to sample that beat that they use. Maybe they have.
He did have a New York State of Mind too, which I also like.
Oh yes.
That was on the I Am album, I believe, or something.
Yeah.
Also very good. But I want to hear your continue. Tell me why New York State of Mind's on.
Well, again, DJ Premier created that beat, man. Like he put some 2 jazz songs together. I didn't even know what this was, but it just it's so gritty, and it kind of brings that street poetry of like what is really happening. And he's not glorifying it. He's not like these rappers that have done for the last decades. It's not a this is great. This is kind of like similar to listening to like Grandmaster Flash, like the message of this is what's happening. So this is what we all experience. It's not good. It's effed up. Growing up in the 80s. 80s were in New York City pretty bad.
Crack pandemic. Yeah.
Crack, people crackheads stealing, selling things just to get a hit. In that environment created, where he was living in Queensbridge Project. So he brings you into that world. I think that's where artists is at its best, when they can bring you into that kind of environment that you may never have been there before. You have no idea, but he's bringing in. You can have an idea of, wow, is this how it is? And he's not embellishing anything. I'll tell you that's where he's not embellishing a damn thing. So yeah, and I think the beat mixed with his storytelling is why the song is so powerful.
Well, good points, man. You said it very well. I mean, the sinister part of it, it's
and then he just go. It's like
crazy.
He goes in hard. He don't stop.
Yeah. I listened to it today. It had been a little while. But for me, it's like you, you imagine yourself sitting in the project hallway, the stairwell, and you're smelling the
Yeah,
piss, and you're seeing the hookers and the crack and you know what I'm saying? Like he's telling you this, and it's almost like you're there with him. And good artists do that in
yeah,
any
absolutely.
genre, right? A good country artist might talk about their lake house and their dog and their pickup, and I feel that you could smell the dandelions, and like if they portray it right, you can
Yeah, yeah,
feel like you're there, right? And Nas is putting you there with him, and he's like, this is, and he's telling you it's fucked up. He's not glamorizing it. He's telling you this is not okay, right? But it's his reality. Like he's painting a picture, and it's like it's weird because I feel like when he's rapping about these things, right, in this particular song and many others, he loves it, but he hates it.
yeah,
He hates it for his people, for the
yeah.
culture, but
Hmm.
he loves it because it's made him who he is, and it's given perspective, right? It made him like want to get out of that, but not forget that, right?
Right.
So the New York State of Mind, obviously, Illmatic as a 17, 18-year-old kid, put him on the hip hop map. And the New York State of Mind #2 is really good as well. But the original, I mean, I know I said I didn't put mine in any order, but I mean, I could put that at 1 and be just fine with it.
Yeah, it definitely. It just works. So I just saw this quote from DJ Premier, talking about building that song. He says, quote, Nas watched me build the beat from scratch, and he wrote the verse in the studio. If you listen to New York City Mind, you hear him saying, I quote, I don't know how to start this shit. It's because he literally just wrote it. Before he started the verse, I was singling him going 1, 2, 3, and then he goes in like rappers a monkey flip him in the funky rhythm. He did that all in one take.
It's crazy, bro.
That's a level of like genius that just most people just don't have, man.
No, nobody. There's certain artists to me, and Jay-Z does this. He goes into a booth. We've heard stories. He don't write anything down. He goes in, and it's crazy, man. Some people are just kind of born for it, or they see the opportunity and they see what's around them, and they just go for it, and it becomes this beautiful thing. And it's wild, man. It was hard to pick only the 10 I had on here. I mean, there was one I left off for honorable mentions, which is one newer song that I really enjoy. It's called 30. He's talking about 30 summers and just kind of reflecting, and I really like that song as well. I wanted to throw that one in theirs too. So
yeah. How about the ones about relationships? You like any of his, like, not saying lovey-dovey songs?
I don't like them as much. I can enjoy them. I mean, you mentioned the daughter song that hits with me. I think when that song came out, my kid might have been 10 or 11, something like that.
Yeah.
It hits you as a father having a daughter. It's different, right? I don't love some of the ones when he's talking about like a relationship or Khalees or this or that. They're okay.
Oh, you like the one when he left? What's that song? I love that album. Life is Good.
It is
because it's another dark time where his wife leaves him, and the iconic album cover is he's sitting there with a drink in his hand, and his wife's wedding dress is draped over his lap, and you see that the caption "Life is Good." Mm-hmm. It's like, is it good? Your wife just left, but maybe it was like maybe that was necessary. So I do like at least not necessarily the breakup song "Bye Baby," like it was okay. I love that song with Amy Winehouse, Cherry Wine.
Cherry Wine's a really good song.
Chill, laid back, because he's actually talking about what kind of woman he wants to be with.
Mm-hmm.
Like he wants some class, also able to handle herself. Where is this person? Where is this girlfriend?
And such an obscure from left field collaboration, right?
Oh yeah, that's the last one before she died. I don't think she. So. Yeah, so it's like. And that was another phenomenal artist that you just, man.
I don't know enough about her. I know just the mainstream stuff, but she was obviously on a different level, very different, very unique voice, beautiful voice. I don't know enough about her though, but
I think you may like. I don't know if you. I think you may like her stuff.
Yeah,
she's soulful. I mean, she had, for a white woman, very soulful. I mean, and also she was going through some shit. I mean, her biggest hit was literally saying, I don't want to go to rehab, which was like maybe you should have, but it is what it is. But it was a good collab. That's the thing. Like Nas can, if you get the right person, it's beautiful, right? Compared to I think where Jay-Z, going back to Jay-Z comparison, Jay-Z just seems to be more versatile. Like he's able to. I mean, he's with Linkin Park and shit. He's all over the place.
He's all over. Rick Rubin. They're just different. You know, I lean towards Nas for various reasons, and maybe it's because I've said it 1,000 fucking times, but that's the first album I bought, hip hop album I bought. I knew hip hop and I listened, but I'm at Blockbuster. I'm a kid. I'm like, what is this? Okay, I gotta buy this, and it was like it just changed my life as far as music goes, right? So, but I'm a big Jay-Z. I mean, I got all the Jay-Z stuff too. But Bobby asked a good question. So I forgot. Did Illmatic get 5 mics? I don't think it did. Did it? Can we look that up?
If I can look.
I
I would
feel like
assume it did because
I
like
don't.
all like I know BIG's debut record definitely
BIG's Life
got it.
After, yeah, but that one did. But I don't. I want to say it's
Illmatic
4.5. I don't think Illmatic is 5. I could be wrong.
5 mics on the source.
Could be wrong.
No, I missed the source. At least that whole
Man,
publication. But Benzino ran to the ground.
The Source was such a good publication. It was
And
better than Vibe. Remember Vibe magazine?
Yeah, I remember Vibe
That was good.
magazine.
The Source was a little more raw, a little more real. The 5 mic, I mean, I would always buy that. I'd go right to that to see what was, what they rated it.
Oh no, it was. I could pop it up. It was written by Miss Info. I don't know if you guys know who Miss Info is, but
So
she's a big. Yeah, she's a big. She used to be a really big radio, like kind of like a DJ here in New York City. She wrote it as an intern, so that's how raw it was. Like it was just people who love hip hop, right? But no, that's so album, yeah, definitely got the 5 mics, which made sense. He had
it definitely made.
He had they said Premier. He had Large Professor, Pete Rock, Q-Tip helped produce some tracks. Like he had the best producers at that time. And then him being as brilliant he was, that's why it was my favorite album.
And being so young. And you can't forget the age. I mean, think about that for a second. Let's go back. So that album basically came out 30 plus years ago, right?
Yeah.
Right? So think about the artists now that are 18 years old and there's some good ones putting out music, but not that. Nobody's making 5 mic albums right now. Nobody.
Well, clearly it's July, Pedro. There is still not a number 1 album.
But I'm talking even Bill. You're talking Billboard, but like Kendrick Lamar, his last album, I'm a big fan. Mr. Moore, I love that album. Love it. And if the Source magazine was still relevant and it gave it 5 mics, I would have no issues with that. I really wouldn't. And if it gave it 4.5, I'd be fine with that too. But nobody's making album. Nobody's making 5.
Yeah, and it also like 5 or not all 5 mic albums are created equal, right? Like so, like if you did give that one 5, it's still the one for Illmatic. Like that'd be hard to beat. Yeah, I'm trying to think of an album that would come up to that level. And
I mean, Biggie's album.
Biggie's, yeah. I can think of
Tribe Called Quest got some albums.
Yeah, even like Reasonable Doubt. I like it. I don't think it's
Outkast has a 5 mic. There's a few.
I'm trying to think of like, I don't think so. I'm trying to think like even like going back to Reasonable Doubt. I think Reasonable Doubt may be a 5 mic album, but I don't think it's as good as Illmatic, in my opinion, though.
That's a good debate.
Let me see if it's 5 mics.
I don't know. I don't think that's 5 mics. Jay-Z kind of came out of nowhere too, though, with that Reasonable Doubt. He came.
He left that Jazzo flowery shirt thing. It was kind of embarrassing. Nope, 4 mics.
4, yeah.
Which I agree with that.
I don't know if Jay-Z has a 5 mic album. Blueprint? Did the Blueprint get 5?
I would say Blueprint. If you go from the beginning to song to end, that was probably his strongest.
Right, but I don't think that got 5 mics.
No, probably not. No, I can look it up. Jay-Z had so many songs. I mean, I don't know if we should do that one for Jay-Z as well, but let me see. Does it have 5 mics for Jay-Z?
I don't think he's got a 5 mic album.
Yeah. But people still not my thing. But people still look at him as better than Nas. I
think his catalog, Nas, the way Nas is pumping records out, their catalogs are catching up. I think Jay-Z has more commercial records. He's more commercially relevant.
Yeah.
He's a bigger superstar celebrity, but he ain't Nas, man. It's not the same. It's not the same for me.
Yeah. Good point by Bobby. Yeah, you can tell Nas was mature beyond his years, clearly. I mean, and I think one of his biggest influences was Rakim. A lot of a lot of, you could tell the way Rakim was throwing a lot of lyrics. And again, Rakim was doing this in the 80s where everyone's just doing hip hop and hippity hop, right? Stuff that Pedro does not appreciate.
I do not.
Rakim comes with metaphors on top of this, and doesn't have to curse, he doesn't have to do any of that extra over the top stuff. He just looks cool. He looks like a gangster.
He does.
And just throws like heavy level.
He's got that voice too, man.
Yeah, Eric B with the production. The jazz, again, that jazz influence stuff. So like I think Nas picked up on that too and kind of ran with it. So this is a good one. I felt like that was a decent, good list. Like I don't think we've embarrassed ourselves.
I don't think so. I think and we had a lot of similarities, which I thought maybe I'm happy with the list. I mean, we could do this again. I can come up with another 10 songs very easily. That's the thing, right? I could add some of the new stuff. There's a lot that we even missed here.
Yeah.
But when you have an artist, that has so many great songs. There's a song that Fetus. I think is it Fetus? I listened to it today. I had been a while.
I've heard.
Just he's talking about perspective of him being looking through the lens of the belly button and what he sees before he's born.
What album is that? Is that the Lost Tapes?
I think it might be. Let me look it real quick.
Yeah.
I think it might be the Lost Tapes.
Yeah, it was on Lost Tapes.
That
was one of my top albums.
It was.
And it's because there's songs in there that are very vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
One talk about Drunk by Myself.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy, Papa was a player. There's a lot of do-rags. There's a lot of good gems in there.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people don't check out the Lost Tapes because it's called Lost Tapes, so they may think it's shit that just wasn't good enough to be released for the other albums. Yeah. But there's some really good songs on that album. It's very underrated. Came out in 2002. So 21 years ago.
Yeah. Crazy.
We are old. It's old.
Crazy. We are old, but it's fine.
It's fine. Yeah.
It's fine.
I forgot I sent you a song. What definition from Black Star, Most Def and Quality Time. And you're like,
what I
why say? You basically said like why we need to listen to any more new music? Like this new shit it'll never touch this. I can't even argue. I can't argue with that.
Why? If something new comes along and it hits my whatever, or you send me something, or I see it's recommended in my Apple whatever, right?
Yeah,
I'll listen. But I don't feel like I need it. I can go back to the oldies, the goodies, and get exactly what I need. Get the inspiration, get the energy, get the vulnerability if I'm feeling some type of way and I want, what, I want to feel something. Let me listen to this song. And get everything I need from the stuff that's been made. I don't need any of the new stuff. And if something comes out, I'm going to be excited. If an artist drops something that I feel is like going to give me what I need for that car ride or that walk or whatever it is I'm doing, right? Yeah. I'm going to listen. If Outkast drops something tomorrow, we've talked about this. I'm not working tomorrow. And
I'm not working either. It's over.
Probably not. I'm just going to listen to the album and it's going to be good. And I know that. Yeah. I'm going to listen to it again and break down everything that's in there. Yeah. And I remember as a kid or a young man, I used to look forward to the album releases. And now music has shifted in how we listen to it and download it one song at a time and how it's distributed to where I can't look forward to it. So that's probably why I don't listen to a lot of the new stuff, because I'm sure there's really good stuff out there, but I don't seek it out because the way it's being brought to me is not what I'm used to. Right. Yeah. So I just listen to the old. We send each other a song on a weekly, like remember this one. And when he sent me that, I was like, damn, man, I forgot about that one.
Yeah. All right. So before we end, we'll throw a little question from Blaze. Appreciate you. Appreciate everyone that's jumping in. Who's your favorite hip hop artist now, other than Kendrick and J. Cole? I got a few. I would say it current, like they're working, they're still doing it. Obviously, Griselda, all those rappers, just all of them. They are producing, right? They make an album every 6 months. It seems like each of them. They're all good. I like what's that guy?
Well, you like Denzel Curry a little bit.
Denzel Curry is good.
You like Freddie Gibbs.
Freddie Gibbs is pretty good.
Yeah, we like him.
Who else is still like making music? He's a current right now. I said favorite. Like I can listen to stuff. I don't necessarily my favorites.
Hannibal really likes Jack Harlow. We're big fans of Drake here.
All right.
We love. I'm talking shit, Blaze.
Yeah, Drake my favorite. He's not my favorite now. He's not.
We don't hate Drake. We just don't. We just don't love him.
He's 0-3 right now. The last 3 albums were not really good.
No.
But yeah, Freddie Gibbs is really good. He's a cornball. He talks way too much shit. He gets beat up by Griselda rappers.
Yeah.
But the dude can rap his ass off. I mean, he's been doing this as long as, I don't know, name a rapper. He's been doing it forever out of Gary, Indiana. The dude could rap. And yeah, Denzel Curry, love him. Phenomenal artist, man. But in terms of like my favorite,
the new stuff, yeah,
I
like Kendrick a lot. Listen, I don't know what it is about. I'm gonna say it. Maybe I get some hate. I don't care. I like what I like. There's some of the Little Baby songs I really like. Some of them I like. The newest, the Little Durk song, All My Life. I kind of like that. I like the vibe. I like the vibe of that. It's got J. Cole on it. So there's some new things that I can enjoy. Right. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
And I like.
So is there any young rapper that's in their 20s? Because I don't think J. Cole's not in his 20s. I don't think Kendrick is in his 20s. Any rapper in their 20s? Should we come up with a list of our favorite top 5? You have to have top 5 rappers under 30. They gotta be in their 20s.
I could do that. Shout out to John. What up, John? How you doing?
What's up, John?
Yeah, I could do that. I could probably do it. It would be.
I don't think I can because Freddie Gibbs is not 20. Denzel just turned 30.
It'd be hard. I can get to probably 2 or 3. That 4th and 5th motherfucker is gonna be difficult, bro. That 4th and 5th guy, I'm gonna be compromising.
So his Lil Baby.
Dig deep. I mean, yeah, I don't
like, and I like 21 Savage, but I wouldn't put him on the top 5 of any list.
21 Savage.
And I listened to him, and I wouldn't put. Actually, that's a challenge. We're gonna come with 20.
We could do that Monday. You want to do that?
Yeah, Monday. Top 5 rappers. They got to be under the age of 30. This may be the shortest episode of Pedro Hammer podcast possible. It may go 10 minutes.
Hey, we'll be fine. We'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out.
I'm gonna have to be texting you, speaking like, damn, bro, I'm struggling, man.
Yeah. Who is it? Okay, so I got Ice Spice. Okay, what else?
I'm gonna be looking up dates and shit on Google. Like, how is this motherfucker? Like,
I'll tell you right now, it's gonna be difficult.
Well, listen, we need to be we listen, guys. If you're first listening to this podcast, Hannibal and I, we love the ladies. So this includes men and women. I want to open.
Oh yeah. If I can figure it out,
this is just it's.
I'm gonna need all the help I can get.
All
whatever they's too. It doesn't matter. Like
them's, he's and hers, all of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Blaze. Even Blaze said that's gonna be hard, even for me. Yeah, because who. Yeah, really, they're all trash, but they're not all trash. But I can't. There's maybe one I know off the top of my head.
Denzel Curry. How old is Denzel Curry?
I think he's 30.
You think he's 30?
I think he just beat it. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's out.
We'll take a look.
We're gonna do some research. We got all weekend to kind of figure it out and try to. We want to upbuild the Generation Z. We don't think they're all trash, and we're gonna try by finding some decent rappers to put on our top 5 list.
I want to ask John real quick. So Nas is in my top 3. John, as you know, he's number 1. Give me your top 3 real quick. Who are your top 3? So who are the other 2?
Before we end it, we'll let John tell us his top 3 since Nas is in there. So we'll see where he is. But I'm trying to think a young guy rapping.
Yeah,
Corday is pretty good.
Okay,
I don't know if you know who he is.
I do. I do.
He not
like Travis Scott. Is Travis Scott even on your radar? Do you give him any? Is Kid Capri's over 30? Right?
Kid Cudi.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I said Kid Capri. He's probably over 30 years old.
He's definitely is. Travis Scott. I like Travis Scott a lot, but I don't consider him a rapper though.
You don't think he's what is he? Entertainer.
I don't know. The rappers. I don't know if he's producing. What? I thought he just created.
Travis Scott's a rapper. He's a rapper. What do you mean? Travis Scott's a rapper. Okay,
well he's one of my favorite artists to listen to, but I wouldn't put him in my top rappers. No, I never heard him drop something.
You think he's more like singing and it's more like a melodic type of tone and energy? Okay,
because that's all right. I would say Kid Cudi's a better rapper than Travis Scott by 10. Kid Cudi actually can rap.
Sure,
he do the singing stuff. That's how amazing Kid Cudi is. But I wouldn't put him. I wouldn't put Travis Scott as my favorite rapper, so he would not be on my list, even if he is under 30. Which is
so. John says Tupac, B.I.G., Nas, very
good,
very. So Tupac's number 1. And John's a West Coast guy, not surprised.
It's fine.
but I don't have Pac in my top 3. I got to say that right.
Which is Tupac brings a lot of emotion.
He does
passion,
bring a lot
poetry.
Of yes.
I mean, maybe got himself in trouble with that. A little bit too passionate sometimes.
Doug
Let's put Pop Smoke. Can we
I'm about to type right now. Hold up. Don't say anything. Hold up. As I'm typing, and we've talked about this, I love Pop Smoke. He could have been the guy that we should be talking about right now.
Yeah, but can you put them on a list?
No.
Because
you can't. I would though.
Unfortunately,
I would.
I mean, he would be under 30 if he was still here, because I think he was like 19, 20.
I don't know. He was young. I don't know if he was young. He was early 20s. Early 20s.
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult because a lot of the rappers that are young, they're getting killed. So this does not help the list.
Oh no, yeah.
Every little, like what did J. Cole say? Little Buddy, you don't know who Little Buddy is until he's dead and you're reading about him.
And you shouldn't be talking about it.
And you shouldn't be talking about because you weren't talking about it before. It's like, I follow that to the T. I don't know who that guy is. That sucks. I never heard of him.
Well, I think this would be a good little challenge for us.
This may be the most challenging one of all of them.
I think it's probably, and we've done some challenging ones. I think this might be the most challenging. And if I get to 3 and 4 and 5 and I ain't got nobody, I'm not naming somebody.
You stopped watching. You stopped listening to music of like 2002. That's it. You're out.
I know. I'm older than you. Don't mention it. You don't have to you don't have to mention it all the time. Okay?
You, my wife, y'all just stop listening to music. Y'all don't give a shit. Y'all
it's because we're smart individuals, Hannibal. That's why we like what we like, and
she ain't listening to nothing though. She don't give a damn.
She's still bumping Tony Braxton and Ari and all that.
All that stuff. So
love it.
It is what it is. But thank you guys for tuning in. We got a weekend of real hard research on these young rappers, and hopefully they don't embarrass themselves by their rapping and mumbling nonsense. But on that note, have a good time. Thank you, Pedro, as always. Thank you for guys in the chat, guys and girls in chat, and we'll see you guys on Monday. Peace.